let's get into the meat of the episode, shall we?
The meat.
Yeah, what we're actually talking about, which is
Solids versus candid.
yeah, controversial topic.
I
Starting to become.
I would say as the popularity of solids increases, it becomes big.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's always been that argument. I feel like jeans and red flannel can kill a ton of deer in the 60s.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think. Let's just start it. I think it's a lot of perception.
I agree. You know what? Like, for reference, I think both of us are more solid side
Yep.
things for sure. I think you have more camo articles. I'm full solids now, except early archery.
I've also collected a lot of stuff just over the last 15 years.
Yeah, exactly. I'm only on year 4, so
yeah.
I've been like, I don't know. I've run a bunch of different systems. Like I started out with the Walmart camo, so that was year 1. Year 2, I went full Sika, and then I ran full Origin, with Stone Glacier bottoms last year, and this year I'm going full solid. So I've really kind of went through a bunch of different systems.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm almost full solids. Obviously, I have the GoHunt Atmosphere. Atmosphere. I keep calling it the altitude jacket,
and which I also have on in gray.
Yeah, so there's the
good comparison.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, let's do a product shout out.
Yeah, dude, this thing is.
I love this jacket. This jacket's awesome.
I took this thing on my Bear Scout because I went bear scouting.
Yeah.
It was probably 35-mile-an-hour winds. I was wearing this in a t-shirt, completely warm. Like, completely fine. Yeah. 35-mile-an-hour winds at like 35 degrees, 38 degrees on the summit.
Yeah.
And like I started, it was 72 at the base. Got up like 3 miles up to the summit, was on the crest of that, 35-mile-an-hour winds. I took it off purely because of the incline climb. I was sweating. But for the rest of the time I was scouting, I just had this on with a t-shirt and was completely fine.
Yeah, no, I was wearing this around town, but just because I threw it on because I wasn't sure if it was going to start snowing or not. See something really cool.
I love April, Montana. Just one day it's 75 degrees, one day it's snowing.
I'm going to get like 6 inches of snow this weekend. It is April 16th right now.
Love it.
And yeah, we're supposed to get a shit ton of snow. I was just looking because I was trying to figure out what this material that this is made out of.
This is a nylon, right?
Yeah, I think it's ripstop.
I love it.
But
absolutely adore this
material. Just since we're talking about camos versus solids, and we both have this jacket, I think it's probably the only thing that we share.
Do you have the Circlite? I mean, like,
I don't have any Stone Glacier anymore.
All right, yeah, that's like most of my kit stuff. Like I have mostly Stone Glacier, and then I'm like, as GoHunt comes out with more stuff, I'm like, slowly.
Dude,
I'm so excited for those down bands.
Yeah,
it's gonna be sick.
I'm 100%. Everything GoHunt makes, I have, as far as clothing goes.
Yeah,
which I guess makes me a hype beast.
Hey, I would say that it makes you a more informed podcaster because,
I mean, let's be honest. Okay, so let's be real. There's one place that they got the idea for this jacket. Sitka makes one, which is called something that I can't remember.
The altimeter? No, that's the Stone Glacier mitt. It's something like
that. And just by comparison, this versus the Sitka one, which I used to have, right about this thing is so much better. The wind doesn't blow through it like it does on the Sitka one. It's like I like the cuffs are better on this one. It's not just like a stitched cuff. And the loft in it, I think is way better.
Yeah, I love the loft on it. And it is somewhat water resistant. I was in a quick little rain flurry and it was completely fine.
That's soft as fuck.
Dude, right? Oh my god. Thank you. Yeah, I could totally sleep in this. Like me.
Yeah, it's a fantastic jacket.
So Swift.
Yeah.
Why don't you start boots the top of the head? What are you kind of running this year? What do you think you're gonna be? Do you want to do a little bit more of like a spring bear kind of focus, or do you because it's just that time of year, or are you thinking? Because I feel like I go so in depth on like I wear this for archery elk, I wear this for mule deer rifle, I wear this for spring bear. I think we got spring bears on mind. I got a trip coming up.
Yeah. 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 All right. So what I'm going out with in my spring bear is from the boots. They're the Kenetrek Pro Guide, the 400 gram insulation, the high boot.
Should we should we do a little preference that a lot of our stuff we got on discount through stores?
Yes. Yeah. So one of the benefits of working in the outdoor industry, you get discounts on stuff just by walking into the stores. A lot of the stuff that I own, except GoHunt stuff, GoHunt is. We love doing. Anyways, so yeah, a lot of the stuff that we got is stuff we got on discount. That in no way, like the stuff that I'm running is. I've been wearing these boots for 4 years. Like we're not like swayed based on that. I'm not.
I'm not, because I mean somewhat swayed, I would say, just because one, like a lot of my gear is Stone Glacier, which we did get a discount on when we worked there. We don't work there anymore. But I would say, besides the quality of material still is incredibly high quality. The reason why I bring that up is just because it messes with the perception based off price point in my opinion.
I would agree.
So like I can't say that, like I could say that it's worth it to buy a certain item, but it might have been, my decision might have been based or predicated upon that I get a discount on it, so I'm gonna buy it.
That's fair.
So like that's where I kind of feel like there's some things to preference, that the reason why we have these nicer high-end items is because we're able to use the benefits that we're receiving.
I mean, it is a benefit of working in the outdoor industry.
Yes, 100%. And I think being 100% transparent upon it, because I don't want to. I'm gonna be so real. If I didn't get the discounts that I got working at Sportsman's Warehouse, I would not own half the shit.
Sure.
I would still be wearing like Sika.
Yeah, fair.
Which, I mean, Sika's great. Yeah. They make really high quality, to be completely honest. Sika, the reason why I don't, we'll get it, actually. This is all going to be a whole story about Sika.
We'll get into it.
But I think, just to be completely transparent, shit's expensive.
Yeah.
Very expensive. And I think putting a little disclaimer, hey, we got this on discount, but it's still really good, is kind of something that I would want to know if I was listening.
100%.
Because I hear like people talk like, oh yeah, I got this, and it's like, oh, I got this, I love it. Why didn't I buy it sooner? I'm like, dude, that's like a $1,200 thing.
Yeah.
Like, I can't afford that. I'm
100%.
a college kid. I might make terrible financial decisions, but I don't have $1,200 laying around to make that kind of financial decision.
That's very fair. And I mean, going back to like the boots that's a $490 pair of boots.
Yeah.
That's not something that most people are going to go buy. But I got it.
I have a story about my boots.
25% off really makes that a lot more enticing.
So you're running the Kenetrek?
Kenetrek.
Are you doing insulated?
Yep, they are insulated. I wear those boots for everything. I wear them for 900 tag antelope hunting. I just, actually, I have the ultras now, so I'll probably wear those for.
Do trail shoes for antelope?
Yeah.
I think as a trail runner, I think it's.
Yeah. I like them. I like that they're boa closure too.
Mm-hmm.
Socks, darn tough 12s. Like those. They're make my feet happy.
Is that the mid layer one, like kind of like thicker merino?
Thicker, but it's mid cushion.
Okay.
You
see Sheep Feet's new stock?
No, I didn't know they made socks.
Yeah, I know. My buddy graded the Shed Pursuit.
Okay. Yeah.
He posted on Instagram the other day, and I mean, I don't get the hype around like new socks, but they look pretty cool.
Yeah, I think I'm probably $500 into dark ducks at this point. So
yeah,
I don't see myself changing anytime soon.
Yeah.
And then pants are we just talked about them. The Kuiu attack pants.
Do you run that with a knee pad?
No.
No knee pad.
No knee pads. When my knees hurt so much. I don't know if they have knee pad slots in them.
Really?
Oh, look.
I don't know much about Kuiu.
Make great stuff.
Which is crazy, because I grew up about 3 hours away from Dixon.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I had like the opportunity. I'm surprised I don't. I mean,
they make really nice stuff.
dude, what is it? The bias camo. I
have
love their pattern.
one of their Gila hoodies.
Yeah.
In the vibe.
If I was ever gonna go run a camo, like a full
It's
camo set again,
like
it would be the vibe.
It's like a bigger version of this.
100%. I like the color tone a lot.
Yeah.
I think the color tone, like, so my buddy Eric, who like literally taught me everything about archery, he runs that bias.
Mhm.
And dude, when we're like, it's a little like too much, a little too bright for like open prairie. But when we're in like dark timber, it actually works. Like it's surprising how well it works, just based off sky color and stuff. But I'm a big fan of that pattern. Just I like the aesthetics of it.
Yeah.
I've never owned a piece of Kuyu, but
So far so good, man. I haven't put a lot of work, and I mean, I've had these pants for all my Kuyu stuff I've had for like a month. So I'm just kind of like breaking it in. Yeah, basically. And then belt is like an old fucking wildland tactical belt from like 9 years ago. Base layer is the Gila long sleeve hoodie from Kuyu.
Are you running a long gun? No long gun.
No. Oh, back to low, like
Lower body.
PTs. Peak Stormcastle Gators.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
The
best. I have 2 pairs.
What is the which one? The SQ2? I think so.
Maybe.
Yeah, I ran those for like 2 years, and I switched to those peaks.
Peaks are night and day difference.
It is incredible. I post holed through like 5 miles of snow, and my boots and my legs were completely dry.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and that's like the boots, the pants it's a thicker pant. It's the reason I don't do any like long johns or anything like that.
Are you doing any insulation on the outside for glassing? We're talking rare.
So yes and no. It's technically not insulation. If I'm going to be sitting just as a wind protectant, it's going to be the only sickest stuff I'm going to run this year, which is their Dew Point rain pants and rain jacket in Pirate.
Okay, so you're running a rain jacket as a windbreaker.
Yeah. Okay. On the bottom.
Are you gonna? So we've talked about the puffy pants from GoHunt. Are you gonna be?
GoHunt some results.
If you can't tell already, me and Swifty have a deep love for GoHunt.
Yeah.
Very deep love.
I've been an insider since like 2018.
I became an insider this year, but what really sold me, besides the content they put out, is I went down to the Western Hunt Expo. I've talked about this on other podcasts before because it's so true. I had a conversation with Lane.
Yeah.
Because he came up to me because I had a Montana State shirt. He's like, "Hey, you know Grizzly blood runs deep here."
Damn, that's crazy.
Dude, I'm like, this is sick. And they just genuinely gave a fuck.
Yeah.
In a conference with hundreds of people, or even thousands of people, I could say confidently, it seems like they genuinely cared about who I was, what I was doing, where I was hunting. And I talked to Lane, and then I talked to Paul.
Yep.
Fantastic dudes. And from that, like, I didn't even talk to like their big name people. I didn't need to, because those guys, Lane, Paul, outstanding experience. I will constantly talk about it because of how cool they were.
Yeah.
And I gave them like, hey, like, I've been successful because of like a lot of the stuff you guys put out. Like, even though I wasn't an insider for the past year, like until this past year, like their content, like the gear dumps, hunting videos, the tactics videos, like everything, I studied that. And so eventually, like I talked to them for like probably 30 minutes at the end of the last day.
Yeah.
So they had been beat, and they were just amazing.
Yeah, they're. I mean, like I've met a couple of them in passing. I've talked to a couple of them at work, but most of the experience I've had is on the phone.
Yeah.
Like when I have so 2 days ago, did I text you about South Dakota?
Yeah.
So I applied for South Dakota. The archery units for antelope is fucking confusing. Because it's a whole state tag, but they still break it into units.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand. I tried calling the South Dakota Department of Fish and Game. Nobody answers. This is like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Nobody answers. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna call GoHunt because I was already doing my research. I was trying to find what part of the state I wanted to run, what part of the state had the most antelope, what
I
had.
would like to preference that they have an actual program that you have to pay
Mhm.
$500 for, and they still gave you this information.
Yeah.
They care.
Yeah.
So that's the love.
Yeah.
And like I think what doubled down about that is that I went on my buddy's podcast, Prey Pursuit.
Mhm.
We talked about GoHunt. I talked about the stuff I really liked on GoHunt, and I talked about some of the stuff I thought was time for improvement. Lane Collier DM'd my buddy and said, "Hey, we really appreciate what you said. Good luck." Like,
Yeah.
like out of the blue. That was like 20 minutes into the podcast. He had maybe like 20 listeners. But the fact is that the head of marketing over at GoHunt
Yeah.
directly messaged him saying, "We appreciate you. Good luck." Dude,
Yeah.
ignited that fire.
They are like genuinely a good group of dudes. I mean,
It seems like a cool culture. I'm not gonna lie, I love that.
I honestly like I look at their job postings all the time.
I look every once every 2 weeks. I'm looking for open positions,
Yeah.
and it's never filled. If that tells you anything.
Yeah, if they have something that is like available remote that I can stay in Montana, I would do that.
Dude, I would move down to Vegas. I already almost moved down to Vegas last year through because it's a UFC internship.
No, I would love to work with.
This is our unofficial plea to go home.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'll send you my resume. Like, just DM, I guess DM the show at the Hunt Swiftly podcast on Instagram. Dude, I'll send you my resume if you guys have anything. I know guns, I know gear.
Yeah, we're just D1 glazing right now.
100%.
One thing I'm gonna do during this podcast, I'm gonna throw in a little Zoomer humor. I feel like it mixes it up a little bit.
Yeah,
I won't be screaming chicken jockey, but dude, that Minecraft movie apparently is pretty good.
That's what I've heard.
Flint and Steel.
Anyways, back to the camo versus solid part of the episode.
Quick little shout out to Wilderness Athlete though.
Yeah.
If you notice, I've been kind of drinking out of this, my Voltrix.
Yeah,
it's a very fancy.
It's a mixer with a battery.
Mixer with a battery, because I'm lazy.
Yeah.
But I drink their cherry limeade and lemon lime flavor like every day. Because with the amount of workouts I do, it's it's a great amount of caffeine and hydration to make me feel
over there.
Oh,
there is some Mountain Mouse, but like they're the good stuff, multivitamins.
okay.
Every day.
Yeah, but their Wilderness Athlete, like
Altitude Advantage. You ever take that?
I haven't. I need
It
to.
works.
Yeah,
it works.
But that I even packed it in the backcountry. But that cherry limeade with lemon lime, the hydration and energy, that little mix, just some water.
Yep.
Dude, it's like because I'll drink I have a caffeine need that can only be satisfied by a can.
Sure.
And
yep, that's
White Monster. Love me a good White Monster.
Rise Sunny D. You gotta get you on Rise Sunny D.
Dude, I like Rise, but something about White Monster, like those Safe Europe memes, that like music, like Rammstein starts playing in my head every time I crack one open. Dude, my reels become a dark place.
Oh my! I'm not even gonna eat into what I see on a daily fucking basis.
Dude, I get a lot of like Jewish hate memes for no reason, and I'm Jewish. That's the crazy part. I'm like, bro, I'm literally Jewish. Which, of course, we're controlling them. I don't even know what the newest conspiracy is. It's the weather, right? Is it the weather?
Could you turn the sun on, please?
Yeah, you see, when I think about, I heard this comedy bit. It's like, if Jews actually control the weather, everyone will be like Miami.
Fair.
No Jew likes to get wet. Like, I go back east to visit my family, and it's like raining a little bit, and they're like, "Oh my god!" So, it's like That's my take on juice control weather, which I guess we're not. We're talking solids versus camo, but somehow reels. And,
Yeah, I mean, so this is what this podcast is going to be. Like, let's be. We're going to give you guys the information that you're here for. We're going to do it in a roundabout way.
we
Like,
might.
we will go on tangents. It's going to happen. I'm sorry. We don't have someone here to like crack the whip on the stay on topic.
I don't want to.
No, I don't either.
But I will kind of getting back to wilderness athlete a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm psychotic. I work out 4 times a day on a regular basis. I lift, I run. I'm running my first ultra in June, which if you're in Bighorn for the Bighorn, let me know. I lift, I run, I ruck.
Nice.
And I don't know if I considered it a workout. It's when I shoot my bow, but I go shoot my bow and my rifle every day. And like what I found is that I'll drink like a can, like a Monster or something in the morning, and like I'll drink like a wilderness athlete pack. And I used to get the shakes so bad, and like my stomach would hurt and all that, just from like that level of caffeine. When I drink this, completely fine. Like I feel good. I feel like not dying on the inside, and like I have a lot of gut problems, like gut health issues. A little about it. Just like I'm all animal based diet for the most part now. Yeah. The only time I make an exception is like on the mountain, because I just need calories. But that's like good fats. I'm not eating like candy and stuff.
Yeah.
But so that wilderness athlete, I'm super sensitive. So like mountain ops kind of did mess with my stomach, if I'm being honest.
Interesting.
I don't know what it is, but like the subtle flavoring of the wilderness athlete is why I rave about it. I love it.
Yeah, that's great.
Like the Huckleberry one too, from Remy Warren.
Dude, yeah, don't get me started on my love for anything.
That's a Montana thing.
Yeah, Montana, Idaho.
Yeah. I had never tried a Huckleberry till I moved up when I was 17.
Huckleberries are kids.
They're very good. I'm a big fan. I'm just not a fruit guy. I don't eat a lot of fruit. I know I should. I just don't. Like
big fruit guys.
Big fruit guys. But anyway, back to where we got. Were you on your belt?
Yeah, no, we just hit the belt. So, like base layer is going to be the Kuyu. For bear is going to be the Kuyu Gila long sleeve hoodie.
What is that? What colorway?
It's like a light beige.
Yeah.
They call it something that's not light beige, but that's what it is.
Like coyote.
Something like that. Tan maybe.
Okay.
And then the like the mid layer is going to be the Black Rock GoHunt.
Okay, you like that? Like, what is it? The square?
It's the waffle.
The waffle, yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's warm. It's like.
Did you go with the black or did you go with gray? Tan. And you got the tan.
Yeah.
I love the tan.
I will go tan every day of the week because you can go anywhere with it.
Yeah.
Then rain jacket is the Sika Dew Point, and then puffy is the Kuyu. The Gale Force, I think, is what it's called. I'm not 100% sure. Don't come for me. But that's like a brown, brown.
And then you're wearing obviously the atmosphere.
Yep.
It's like you're kind of over the top layer.
This is like the hiking. So this would be in place, like an active piece in place of the Black Rock.
Okay, so it's a little bit more kind of robust.
Yeah.
So hats. Are you wearing beanies or just normal?
Just hats. I can't do beanies. Got a big head.
I'm a beanie. I love running a good beanie.
Yeah. So, yeah, hats gonna be the 5-panel.
Dude,
the one with the rope, the elastic rope across the back.
I use that as my workout hat. I love that.
Probably or a boonie hat, depending on how sunny it is.
California blacktail this year is gonna be a boonie hat.
Yeah. So yeah, GoHunt boonies. I have a lot of GoHunt hats. Like, and I'm not like we gotta come back to this just for product placement's sake. we're not like GoHunt doesn't know we exist.
No, they have no idea we exist
But
at all.
I genuinely do like their products.
100%.
I mean,
I think if we ever do in our dream of dreams work with GoHunt, we will give a big disclaimer, but everything we're saying is completely genuine.
Yeah.
Our thoughts exactly.
Yeah.
Without being given stuff, without being paid, without anything. This is purely opinions based off of what we like.
100%.
And like, I think a hat isn't gonna really change much, but I think just say like the material is like where it stands out.
I mean, you can tell, and I don't know. Like, granted, I feel like the GoHunt, the off-season videos that they make gives you a lot more insight to
The process.
the process behind it, especially with the rain gear that they have coming out and the puffy pants. And I actually didn't know that they're coming out with like a regular hunting pant too. That was on the most recent episode of the most recent one that I
They
watched.
posted that a little bit ago, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, but essentially, long story short, these are our opinions purely based off of our opinions. These are not paid. These are not affiliated.
Nope.
They don't know we exist. Probably won't know we exist until we get a little bit more of a following.
It'd be cool if they did exist, dude.
That'd be very dope. If they find out we exist and are people, shout, give us a little.
I mean,
give us a little heads up. What?
No, but yeah. So I'm really excited that they're actually coming out with like a full line of gear.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to running a full line of gear from GoHunt purely based on
Hunting hype.
100%. I will own that. I buy stuff because I like brands.
Brand loyalty, I don't think is a bad thing. I just think it's a bad thing if it blinds you to some issues.
Yeah.
Which out of all the gear I have from GoHunt, I don't have issues so far. There's a few pieces of gear that I've owned that I've had issues, and I was blind.
The only thing I will say, like I'm a big guy. I wear the 3XL in GoHunt. The sizing is inconsistent.
Okay.
That is the only thing I have, and I've told them that. I've said that, I was like, dog, the sizing is inconsistent. It's like some stuff, like the BlackRock hoodie, fits me perfectly. I've had one of their just regular hoodies was like baggy, and so yeah, it's there's like a little bit of variance there, but I mean, whatever.
Tomato, potato kind of thing.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So,
and like I said, pretty much everything except for this.
What about gloves?
Gloves, I ordered. I don't have them yet, so I don't know if I'm going to wear them. They're from Kuyu as well.
Okay.
It's their mittens.
Are you running like a mid-layer glove?
Nope.
No mid-layer glove.
Nope. It's full glove or no glove.
Okay. You have the Stone Glacier altimeters, don't you?
I do.
Do you like them?
I have one now.
Oh.
I left one sitting somewhere at one point.
That happened
on my late season mule deer hunt last year. I left it sitting somewhere. Sure happens,
dude. It's better than release.
Yeah, I've done that too.
Yeah, we had a stunner. Me and my buddy were going out, and he had like the True Ball hinge, that like $300 hinge. Lost that thing on the like a sagebrush prairie. Gone forever.
Yeah, you'll never find them.
No.
You could go back to the exact spot.
Never.
No.
So yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I like to set up. A lot of
it works for me.
Little bit of camo. That's your camo.
This is my camo piece.
Yeah.
And the hat. The hat's camo just because I thought it looked cool.
Fair enough. So
utilitarian purposes.
Nope, not utilitarian purposes. It seems like we're just describing our gear setups for clothing wise.
Yeah, I mean, because so realistically, I think at this point we are now both on the solid train.
There is definitely a train going on in the industry with solids. 100%.
Yeah.
And I think Stone Glacier started.
Probably.
I would 100% say so.
Yeah. I think I remember some of them marketing a couple years ago.
But like, if you play the wind right, you don't get camo.
And you should be playing with it anyways. So
exactly. The only time I'm running camo, and this is exclusively for the first like 3 weeks of archery elk, is during that early archery period. Purely out of no other reason besides my bow is that Origin Raptor camo.
Jesus.
So I I'm gonna be running that. I run solids the entire time, most of the time too. I have their like Ninja hoodie and their BRR stuff.
Okay.
The BRR honestly is really good.
Yep.
Not a huge fan of the Ninja hoodie.
Okay.
I liked Origin a lot. I liked a lot of their stuff. I just found that the quality, it wasn't like as comfortable to wear their kind of stuff as it was like other companies. But that's kind of to be expected because they're all wool for the most part.
Okay. Sure.
But besides that, I think Origin makes amazing stuff.
Yeah.
I just transitioned away because if I'm being so honest, it's such a pet peeve of mine to wear camo on top.
Yeah. 100%.
Like, so before I get into my gear list, I'll tell you my story on Sitka.
Okay.
I
Wait one second. That door.
oh closing.
This is gonna get cut out.
Oh, why?
I'm not gonna leave it. Me walking up, shutting a door, and then
Why not? It's authentic. It's genuine.
okay, we'll see.
We'll see. Maybe we'll look at that.
Depends on how amazing I am. I gotta edit this.
Yeah, we've been casually getting ran out of off.
Yeah, it's like no witness starting to pick up.
Yeah, that one is getting a little brutal. Yeah, you might want to cut this. Maybe.
Huh?
Potentially cut this.
This, yeah, 100%. We'll see.
But
My feet are getting cold.
oh, all right,
We're back.
we're back. My story on Sitka.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So, like I've said before in the intro, I'm a full-time student right now. I go to Montana State. Pretty outdoorsy school, 100%. The thing that just pissed me off is when I saw buckle bunnies and like people who I know do not hunt wearing Sitka jackets around, like in a full camo.
Yeah, that's fair.
And it's literally like do your own thing. It's your own life. I'm not gonna shit on you for wearing camo or wearing Sitka. They're a Bozeman company. People want to support a Bozeman company. Oh, going in. The dog's going in my gear, whatever.
Come here.
Oh.
Come here.
But like I was saying, I'm not gonna shit on people for like supporting a Bozeman company. That's not what this is about. I just got so like I'm trying to think of the right word. I was just getting so sick of seeing some random people that I know these people they do not hunt. They got it for the fashion of it. That it just kind of like for no other reason besides that, it just kind of soured it for me.
That's fair.
Which
that's perfect.
Like I thought like this like for me, I treated my gear like I don't wear around like what I hunted.
Mm-hmm.
I treat it as like sacred almost. Like when I put this on, I'm going to go hunt kind of thing. Which I'm not gonna say don't wear your ammo outside or don't eat your camp. But that's not what I'm saying. It's more like just me personally when I get in the mindset. It's like a uniform to me. It's like I put this on, my mindset shifts.
Fair.
So it's like, okay, I'm gonna wear my normal clothes. I put my camo or I put on my hunting gear, and my mindset changes. Just like a little mental tradition of mine. So it felt like it was like diluting that tradition for me. So much to the dismay of my ex, who bought me a bunch of stuff for Christmas, I sold it all. And I used my discount to buy a lot of Stone Glacier stuff in Origin camo. And then this year I switched to mostly Stone Glacier and GoHunt. But so that's like my little story on Sitka. It's no other reason besides just like it got too trippy. Because I was like 2022,
that's totally fair.
2021, where everyone had to wear Sitka. Like my roommate has a term called Sitka Sam.
No.
He's a Sitka Sam now, but he made that term because I was wearing all Sitka. He's like, you and the rest of Bozeman are going to be wearing this.
Yeah.
And he's like now wearing all Sitka.
Fair. I mean,
they make great stuff. This isn't like a shit on Sitka.
Yeah.
They make awesome quality products. I've definitely considered wearing some of their stuff, like their solid pattern. Mm-hmm. It's just that subalpine green pattern camo is forever ingrained in my mind.
That's fair.
As like something that girls who want us to post a picture of them holding the one duck they shoot a year wear. That's not true. I'm not saying like they do this. It's just this is just purely what I feel when I will put it on.
There's definitely a type of person that moves to Montana
100%.
and wants to live the Montana lifestyle, but also
I'm trying to like
uh but also doesn't understand the Montana lifestyle. And anyone that hangs out with me enough knows that I blame it purely on the show Yellowstone.
oh yeah.
Whether that's founded or not remains to be
I
seen.
have
But
no right to say this, by the way. This is completely, I have no justification. I moved here when I was 17 in 2020.
I mean, but it very much has changed the landscape of Bozeman.
100%.
For better or worse, that remains to be seen. It'll take some time to really flesh out. I think that people are moving away from Bozeman
Because the winters.
because of the winters. Because 3 or 4 days of -40 is gonna mess with some people.
Yeah.
But neither here nor there, I guess, to this conversation. But there's definitely people that move here that shoot a bull elk and then have their guide take it off the mountain for them.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. My dad goes on guided hunts.
Yeah, this isn't old. Yeah, it's not shitting on anyone for it. It's just that's the reality.
Mm-hmm. And it's tarnished a little bit of
the like
certain things.
The mystery
kind
of aspect, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like as an outsider going in, I feel like it's like ruined a little bit of like the mystique.
Sure.
Like the like aspirate like I feel like now people are posting their like guided hunts and like they're like rich from California. Like, oh, I went on a guided elk hunt. I killed my one elk I'll ever kill in my life.
Yeah.
And it's taken away from the mystique that comes from like the months and months of hard work and commitment that public land hunters, a lot of Montana residents, public or private land in general, put into it. And I think that's like, I'm not saying this out of any kind of informed opinion. I'm not saying this out of like, oh, I don't like Sika, I don't like this. But I think that brand, that specific camo,
people have flocked to it.
Yeah, it became the brand.
Yeah.
And so like, not to be like, I want to be an outsider, but you don't want to feel like you're.
Oh, and I mean, don't get me wrong. I have Sitka in my closet right now.
Yeah,
full fucking Sitka.
It's great
and
stuff.
I will probably go back to it eventually.
That's great stuff.
Like their Timberline hat is
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I never had complaints on the quality of gear.
No.
It was just the mental
the people that you were seeing.
Yeah, the mental perversion it gave me is what kind of did me in.
Gotcha.
For one reason or another, just that kind of feeling of mental perversion that I got from seeing random people everywhere wearing Sika, where it didn't make the thing that I commit my life to special.
Okay, fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Totally fair.
But all right, I guess I'll go into my gear. We're really just meandering.
That's what it is, man.
Dude, this is why we started the podcast, because we know we could just yap.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Doing it anyways, might as well do it to a microphone.
Exactly. All right. Bottom up. I'm running the Crispy Nevada non-insulated.
Okay.
I got those for free.
Damn.
From Flying V. They had their like workshop opening.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Or like whatever it was. Like it was like a get together thing where they had a free raffle where you get free raffle tickets.
Nice.
I don't waterfowl hunt. I purely went because they said free beer. Because they had free beer. Free beer and barbecue. It was dope. Really fun time. But I went there and the only thing non-duck hunting related was this like First Light setup where it's like Christian Nevada boots, 308 pants, the First Light like rugged field shirt, and the Meat Eater hat.
Nice.
Because they're Meat Eater affiliated.
Yep.
So I just put all my tickets into that bucket and I won.
Hell yeah.
I use the field shirt all the time. I use the 308 pants all the time. And those Crispy Nevadas, I
All the
love those things. So I'm running the crispy Nevada non-insulated. I'm not an insulated guy. I don't.
Okay.
I'd rather layer my socks.
Okay.
So that's purely because I feel like with the amount of archery hunting I do and the miles I put in, I would rather have cool feet
Fair enough.
and then layer for like a warmer hunt if needed.
Okay.
Sock wise, I'm running the crispy socks. They're like super lightweight merino. The Darn Tough 2012s as the mid layer sock.
Yep. Fantastic.
Another sock I wore a lot was the Stone Glacier Ram sock. Like that like synthetic sock.
Yeah.
Thing's great. It works amazing. So those were kind of like the mix and match. This bear hunt I'm going on, I'm running those crispies.
Okay.
And I'm bringing those Darn Toughs just because the kind of weather
I'm
getting and predicates to the lore. Moving up, I'm running the Coyote Storm Castle Peaks Gator.
Excellent.
We've already touched on that.
Excellent.
Pant wise. So like I said, I blew first like 308s, but for my bear hunt, I'm going to be running the De Havilland Lights with the knee pad because I love a good knee pad.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm running that De Havilland Light and that tarmac. And then I'm using the Chinook Long John. I don't have big legs, bolder legs, so I get a little bit cold, a little easier. So having those, just like I can dump heat so easily with those De Havillands, that giant zipper. So I find those to be the perfect like bear season because they're still light enough where you can breathe and you can dump heat, but they can still work with those Chinooks that you kind of get a little bit more insulation and warmth.
Yeah.
That, and if I'm being completely honest, the material from the De Havillands, it kind of makes my legs uncomfortable. So that Chinook merino kind of like helps kind of smooth that.
Yeah.
That's another reason why. And then belt, I'm running the SG Performance belt.
Okay.
Just great belt, works. Nothing special there. Insulation piece on my bottoms. I literally today, because of the storm, just picked up those Grumman Stone Glacier down pants.
Yeah.
I got it on discount. Or no, not on discount. I always say discount, but I didn't get it on discount. I got those and I haven't tested them in the field yet, but I found that with this kind of weather system moving in, it's kind of one of those like better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Yeah.
So I'm running that in the gray. So I should clarify the De Havillands, I'm running that tarmac brown.
Okay.
And then the Peaks, I'm running Coyote, so I'm like kind of brown on bottom.
Okay.
Moving up, base layer, I'm running the Chinook from Stone Glacier t-shirt and the long sleeve. I'm going to be hiking in the t-shirt and then wearing the long sleeve.
Nice.
Mid layer, I'm running the Atmosphere jacket only.
Okay.
So I'm running this gray Atmosphere jacket only. Based off my scouting, that's proven to be the perfect kind of mid layer for me and like my body weight and my phenotype. I'm running that, and then on top of that, I have a circ vest from Stone Glacier, which I don't know if I'm going to be bringing it, but I'm going to put it in the truck in case it's like really ripping wind wise when I start going. I love vests. I'm a big vest guy.
Vests are great.
They're great, but I think this time I'm going to try to keep it a little bit lighter.
Sure.
So I might not be running that circ. We'll see. Orange vest because Montana. I'm running the Sika ballistic vest. So that's the only piece of Sika I'm running. Purely that shoulder pad.
Fancy vest.
Yeah, fancy vest. I got that on discount through the Shed program.
Nice.
So running that, and then outer layer on that one is the Grumman top, gray as well.
Okay.
That's kind of like all my installation. I also am running the M5 pants and top from Stone Glacier. Like I said,
that was my question.
Yes.
Since you're on a lot of down,
yes, I am. So weather moving in, we're gonna have rain some days, we're gonna have snow some days. I'm gonna be running that M5. I really like the M5 stuff. But that X1 jacket, the new one, looks really appealing. But I have the M5, gonna leave the M5.
Okay.
next, moving on to head, I'm running that 5 panel
Yep.
from GoHunt. It's like my workout hat. It's kind of beat up. This is my fancy podcast hat, the lodge hat. This will eventually become my hunting hat.
Okay.
Just eventually, when my other one's so disgusting that I need to move on.
Fair.
But I'll be wearing that, and then I'm running a beanie from my old work, my old Pearson Arrow surf shop.
Nice. Oh yeah.
That thing is my favorite beanie.
Nice.
So I'm running that kind of like I'll be running like the hat and then put the beanie on top for glass.
Sure.
And then glove wise, I'm using the mid layer of felt. I forget the exact name of the Stone Glacier gloves. The one with like the touch pads on the fingers.
I know exactly which one you're talking about.
Running those, and then my outer glove is I have a pair of insulated buckskin gloves that I bought at a gas station.
Yeah.
And the gas station, the White Sulphur Springs, and I use those and they work amazing.
Yeah. Yes, they fucking do.
Yeah. So I'm not running like a mitten or anything. I'm running those 5-finger insulated because it's gonna be cold, but I've run those in like -10 and been fine.
Okay.
So that's kind of like my clothing setup. So I'm 100% solid this year.
Yeah.
Nice. There's no camo.
So this is the first year you're doing it, right?
Yes, this is the first season I'm doing it.
It'll be interesting to see if you. I mean, I don't think you will, but if you notice anything different.
Yeah, 100%. I don't see how it will. I mean, realistically, the only time I would feel like it'd be different is that when I'm in archery season for animal.
Fair.
That's the only time I could see it really being anything. But archery antelope, I love archery antelope, spawn stalking antelope. I killed one last year. I think I'm going to blind sit this year. I think I'm going to go find water if I pull the 900 tag, which is the statewide Montana antelope tag.
Couple months right now.
Yeah.
June.
Mid-June.
Yeah. They pull those.
So that's kind of like if I pull that tag, I'm going to sit a blind. Just because spawn stalking antelope's fun. You get a ton of stalks. It's so
yeah.
Like I shot my antelope at like 86 yards, and that was the closest I'd gone home.
Yep. Those are
But
I think the only time I've ever hunted antelope with a bow, I only got to full draw once, and it was at 115 yards.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I was like, yeah, I'll go back to the once every 3-year draw that Montana's running right now. And
yeah. But overall, I think we've come to the consensus that I think solids is
the way to go.
It's the way to go. And also, you can go into a gas station and be inconspicuous.
Yeah.
Dude, and when I go to like a gas station, I see someone in camo in there. I'm like,
you're my competition.
Yeah, where are you going?
Yeah, especially up in like White Sulphur where it's all block management. Yeah. There's only a couple places on it. Go.
Yeah, White Sulphur is a little bit blown out.
Yeah, everyone goes in that.
Dude, yeah, that place.
Here's your hot tip for Montana: don't go to White Sulphur.
Yeah, that's the hot tip. Do not go to White Sulphur.
Just don't come along. I'm kidding.
That's a good Montana right there.
No, it's don't move here, but come on here, spend your dollars here.
Spend some money. But yeah, I mean, as the landscape changes into what's popular in the industry, I feel like the solids trend is something that could be here to stay. In my opinion, for the sole fact is that it's so easy to like wear both, like wear it like as a dual function thing, where you're getting almost like more utility out of it than you would out of like a norm, like a camo piece. Like, because if you wear a camo piece, you're above in some places around the country. But if you wear like this jacket, I can wear this jacket in a nightclub in Boston and be fine. So I could see that kind of trend staying around for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think it was Stone Glacier that put up like the report or something.
Yeah, it shows that there's no difference. It's literally the wind. Because deer and elk can only see blue. That's the thing. My dad told me that. So my dad's a veterinarian. He has done extensive studies on not really ungulates, but like sea animals.
Sure.
He's a pretty high, like he's been to Antarctica for tagging sea lions and everything. Nice. He's a small animal vet. He's been an equine vet. He's worked on tigers.
Nice.
So he kind of knows the stuff when it comes to like animals. And he's like, yeah, the way the optical cones of those animals work, they're gonna see changes in blue.
Huh.
So that's why you could go and walk up with a red flannel on and or an orange vest.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that kind of ends the entire
Conversation.
conversation because you could have the best camo in the world, but if you're rifle hunting in Montana, you're required to wear a
Orange
bright
vest.
orange vest.
So
It's like,
yeah, exactly. So I think there's no harm in camo. I don't think it's a harm. I think if you could put the ball in your court and have any advantage you possibly can, if you
100%.
do it, I just think that if it comes down to it, I'd rather buy a solid piece than a camo piece. Personally.
Yeah, I would agree. I would
Personally.
agree.
For just the dual utilitarian use of like even though I said earlier, like when I put on my hunting stuff, it's like sacred.
Yeah.
Just purely out of like, I don't know, I feel awkward walking around when I have camo on.
1,000%.
Yeah.
But I think it makes it easier, like, just going back to what you were saying, is like, you could walk into Stone Glacier, buy a puffy vest as a
Walk my way around piece.
yeah, walking around downtown Bozeman kind of piece.
Yeah.
And
100%.
no one's the wiser.
No.
That was like engineered to go hunt.
No. I like I like solids a lot. I think it's a good little shift in the industry away from like what we've seen the past few years.
Yeah.
Because realistically, camo patterns were getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Not to bring up Sticky again, but that camo pattern, that digital, bro, are you trying to hide from people or animals?
Yeah, that's another interesting thing to think about is like, do more people wear camouflage because it makes them feel better about being like, well, I can't see me.
Yeah.
So the animal can't see me.
Mhm.
Because for me, like, I started with Redhead. I drive to Cabela's and Billings and buy Redhead, whatever their brand was. And, it's like, ooh, that's a nice new camo that looks really good. And you get into this, like, well, I think it looks good.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fucking elk thinks.
Yeah.
And elk could be like, look at this jackass over here trying to pretend he's not there.
My favorite quote from our mutual friend Drew is that I'm not trying to hide from the animals in my camo. I'm trying to hide from the people.
Fair.
Which is another point. I will say.
Yep.
It's a fair point. If you're trying to make sure no one sees you, wearing camo definitely would help that. But at the same time, if you're doing it legally, you're wearing an orange vest. So it's like they're going to fucking see you.
Yeah.
That's the entire point of the orange vest.
Not in archery season, but thankfully.
Not in archery season.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a pretty seismic shift away from camo patterns in the next 5 years.
I wouldn't say tops. I would say bottoms. I could see a lot of companies not making camo bottoms.
That's fair.
I could see there's always going to be a little bit of a demand for a camo top.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I can totally see us shift away in the bottom now.
Yeah. I mean, so it's like, I think that if I'm, like, I have, so the Gila long sleeve shirts I was talking about, I have in,
Coyote? Brown?
I have in, I got like 3 of them.
Oh, okay.
And one of them is in the Vias camo.
Love Vias camo.
Yeah. And it's
that's the only reason why I want camo. Is because
and I like the camo, but I also thought, like, if there's a situation where maybe, even if it's just scouting, like sitting up against some rocks, that's like maybe I have a little bit of an advantage. But then again, you go back to, am I thinking that I have an advantage? Like, it's a mental thing, or is there actually an advantage to me wearing a camouflage t-shirt while sitting and glassing against some rock?
100%. I think if it gives you confidence, wear.
Yeah.
I think if you're feeling like when you're wearing camo and you feel like you're invisible, so you feel like you can do more, like you're going to be a little bit more like, I can get that close. I can play the wind right. I can do this. Wear the camo. But if you are neither here or there, like I am, or like you are, I think solids are great. I think camos are great. I don't have a strong opinion on either. Just personally, I only do solids.
I'm with you. Hilariously, though, It's like, so I went hunting last year with this guy, and he was wearing all snow glacier.
Yeah.
100% head to toe snow glacier.
Mhm.
I was wearing head to toe Sitka camo. I felt like a fucking dumbass. You know, because it's like, well, okay, the guy you're with is like in like gray, and then here I am in like camo. Like it's just, so I think that also is going to put a lot of pressure on people to move away from camo too. Is because like, okay, you're going out for a day hunt with a buddy, you you know, you go out, you hunt the morning, and then you're like, let's go into town have lunch. And here's your buddy wearing gray, and here I am wearing full head to toe fucking camouflage. I felt like an asshole. And it's like, yeah, they know like I'm in this area of a state to hunt.
Yeah.
Like everyone else in this bar is hunting, but I just walk in with my buddy wearing gray and I'm the head to toe camo. I feel like an asshole.
Well, I think personally, yeah. I mean, to be completely honest with you, I think a big part we're neglecting is that some people just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, true.
I think that's a big part. It's like, I don't care what I wear. This works for me. It looks cool to me. It functions the way I need it to function.
Yeah.
So that's a big part. I think if you're really like debating between a gear item and you're thinking about going the solids route, this would be like useful to you. But if you don't give a fuck, you don't give a fuck.
Buy the cheapest thing that is of quality.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean,
Ding 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 ding.
if you're looking at two puffy jackets,
And one of them is $200 and one of them is $600
Yeah.
because one of them is camo.
and you don't care, get the $200. Yeah.
One thing that I can't do, I can't mix match camos.
That's fair.
Dude, it makes my brain itch.
That's fair.
Like I want to touch it with a 12 gauge kind of itch.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like there's nothing wrong with it. Personally, I'm too type A to have it. It's either it needs to be. I could do like solids in a camo.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm wearing like a origin top, if
Mhm.
I put on a Kuyu top on top of that, I will freak out.
Yeah. I think that's another. You can't mix brands. You can't have like two camouflage.
Well, I mean, you can. It's just it makes me. For me,
you can't
on my
mix-
own. I don't care.
I will
if
die on this hill. You cannot mix brands. Like
I think
if,
people
if,
could do it.
if it's all no, fuck them. You cannot mix brands. Like you can wear like GoHunt and Stone, you can wear GoHunt and Kuyu, but if it's the GoHunt camo, you can't wear the Kuyu camo. You can't do it. It's illegal. That pisses me off.
I personally don't care if other people do it. I just cannot do it personally. I cannot do it. Oh, dude.
I'm not gonna make fun of you. But in my head I will. I won't like go, idiot.
It makes me uncomfortable for no reason.
Yeah, it's like getting dressed in the dark and you put the wrong two socks on.
Mm-hmm. I wear mismatched socks.
Do you?
Yeah. I don't have a girlfriend anymore, so I don't have to do my laundry all the time. So I'll like find random socks laying around and just put them on.
No, I buy like 40 pairs of the same pair of socks.
Really?
So I don't have to.
The Puma pack from Costco.
I
Fire.
so recently discovered, I don't even know what brand they are, but they're gray, blue, and black.
Mm-hmm.
And they're from REI. That's like
Are you a crew sock kind of guy? Yeah, good man.
Yep.
Hot take. I think dudes that wear ankle socks can
get pegged. No, I was an ankle sock guy for a really long time. And then my feet kept growing. So I wear like a size 13 and a half. Yeah. And like ankle socks don't stay up. So I'm like, all right, we're going for this. So
they're having $12 burgers and fries and beer at Ponderosa.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Charles is the way.
All right. Well, I think we've had a very successful episode too.
Absolutely.
We will talk to you guys soon.
Yeah,
Thank you very much
for
listening.
watching. Thanks for liking and following and
all that stuff.
adding it to your list or whatever you do on Apple Music and whenever you use that service. So
Go Hunt and see this, please.
yeah, Go Hunt is one of the.
I think this is gonna be a running joke.
Yeah, 100%.
We're just gonna be glazing and begging you for like some form of affirmation.
Well, if you know people actually listen to us, they have an affiliate program, so
one day we gonna get it. One day. One day.
Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting us into your homes, your cars, onto your commute, whatever it is. See you on the next one.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye.